Hello, hello. Ooh, it's springtime. Can't see myself. There we go. God bless America. Man, I'm grateful to be in America. Just thinking about that makes me be grateful. Trying to do a video about the Major League Fishing tournament where I just did not connect. I didn't do my job of winning as a co-angler. Is that a job? It's not a job. When you go as a co-angler, you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what boater you're going to get. You don't know what opportunities you're going to get. But you really have to capitalize on things that happen. Meaning, if you get on a bite and you get a uh, any bait that you have, you get a bite on, and you break it on the hook set, or if you get a backlash, or any of those type of things happen as a those are sort of controllables, but things happen. So you got to make do with the opportunities that you get. When that doesn't happen or you don't do that, then you're going to fall in the standings for sure. So this past week, I kind of lost it for myself. Now, are there situations where your boater's scoping and at Lake of the Ozarks this week, they've really been on the bank for me. I caught keepers within foot or 2 feet of water, foot or two from the bank, actually. So pretty much you can flip the bank and catch them. So if you're off the bank, there's other ways to catch them too. If your boater's out there, you got to figure out, will they bite a jerk bait? Will they bite an A-rig? Will they bite out there? And then when you get to the bank, will they bite a jig? Will they bite a chompers? Will they bite a wiggle wart? Can I throw a jerk bait up on the bank? Can I catch them on a spinner bait? Can I wacky worm? Can I do all this other stuff? So you have other things that you can try, but once you figure it out, you got to adapt of where the boat's sitting, where you can skip. And I'm a pretty good skipper and a pretty good pitcher, but the angles I was on, especially sometimes where I was trying to skip left-handed, I'm not that great at doing, and I blew a reel up. So in on the Toyota series, the co-angler can only have 5 rod and reels. Now my non-boater really hated this boat, but I had all this water and ice in it. I'm just kidding. I'm moving this out of the way. I do need to get on the Gasconade though. Think it's too blown out on the Gasconade. I'll bet it's a little murky at the moment. Hello, buddy. Tell me that's not a sign. I need to go fishing. I need to go fishing. Okay, I'm back with you. Don't need my solar bats. By the way, spring sale. It's almost spring. It is spring. We're calling it spring. I don't care how cold it is. We've sprung forward. We're in spring. Gives you a nice raccoon eyes. Makes you look like a bass fisherman anyway. All right. 5 rods. I had an A-rig rod. Throw in a Dobbins 794 and a half. Sorry, I was trying to do that with my face. Dobbins 79 and a 4 and a half. 79 4.25. I don't know. It's a 7.9. It's a heavy rod. It's moderate at the tip. Says fax action, but it's a pretty stiff rod. Here's my Alabama rig. I got some Bojangle Botex. That is a Black's Custom Lures BFL rig. That was kind of the deal a couple weeks ago, and you could still catch them on that. The boaters would try to do that, and then I would try to do it in the pockets. I never caught a fish on an A rig the last 2 days. But I'll show you my best lure. Best was a chompers on a mushroom head from Fins and Feathers at Springfield. We used to throw this all the time, but check this out. You see this backlash? Yes, I backlashed the heck out of it. And I spent way too much time trying to get that backlash out and not fishing. But my point is 5 rods, so keep counting. That was number 2. Number 3, this should have been a moneymaker. Eakins jig. Double-tailed grub, but a Yamamoto special one. That's the 4-inch that's not like the J-tail. It's more of a ribbon tail. That becomes important. That's important because on day 2, that's what they wanted for a trailer. Some days they want a trailer with no action. Some days they want the big J-tail like a Fat Albert grub. Some days they want a Bojangle Z-Daddy. Some days they want a tube. Some days they want crazy stuff. Menaces. It goes on and on. Guido bugs, salt crawls. It goes on and on. So have a handful of trailers till you find which trailer they want. That one was getting bit, and I caught shorts, and I had my opportunities, but they came off. I mean, I hit one yesterday, right at the end of the day, hit him good. She's coming and just comes off. That stuff just happens sometimes. That was rod number 3, 17-pound test. Maybe I was throwing too big a line, but I have to pick out what I need because I don't have 60 rods in the boat. So I need something to throw a spinnerbait and a jig to flip with. So Dobbins 735, I can skip, I can do that stuff, and then I can vary it up. But that was my heavier pitching rod. Okay, rod number 4, jerkbait, old school, 6.6 Loomis, 783 Table Rock Shad. Should have been videoing my blooper I just did, but that rod was jerkbaits, rock crawlers, wiggle warts, special Japanese little crankbait. Caught shorts on that, no keepers. I don't know why. You had to crawl it. You had to crawl the wiggle wart. You had to pull it. You had to worm it, if you know what I mean. Rod number 5, good old Ned Rig Loomis, Stratic CI4 Plus. Awesome reel, but it's getting age. Chompers again. Chompers. You see there's no leader. I had to start going straight braid because my leaders were breaking off when we were getting close quarter situation. Lots of gnarly blade downs, rocks, docks, cables. I don't think it made that much of a difference. It's chompers with a spinning rod is a cast 2 points drag deal. Pea gravel, big rock, but everything in between, cast and drag. It's not a close quarter skipping and pitching. It was way too windy yesterday to wacky worm. I did catch a keeper on a wacky worm on day 1. It was just a fluke deal. No wind, early, first thing in the morning. But those were the 5 rods. Tell me if that was a good choice or not. My point is, when you blow a reel up, check out that mud hole. When you blow a reel up, you don't have much choice. So you gotta figure out. My best bait was a chomper and a jig. I put it on a different rod. So shout out to my boaters. Awesome. They are pros. You can look up who I fished with. Well, Dave Rice day 1, Jim Deal on day 2. Pros. They catch them. I was a net man. I learned so much from them. I really want to go again and again and again, keep learning. I'm drawing people that are so good at what they do, gaining a lot of experience. But that's a rundown. Sorry, it's kind of a weird video, but I will see you later. Thank you.